Thank you, Harmeet, for inviting me here, and Neha ma'am for inviting me, and entire Aliste Hotel staff for hosting us, giving us the hospitality that we have. I'm Saurav Sinha, managing partner for Start Grow Tech, and I have been given an opportunity to talk from my experience. This is what the brief I got. Bring in some real experience of corporate. So, starting with that, I will just take a flashback 23 years back when I started my career. I joined an organization with a belief that the companies are built and they succeed on great ideas. Today, when I stand here, I have a belief that almost that's the not the only thing that is true in the corporate world. 23 years, 6 companies, worked with startups, worked with growing brands. I have worked into different sectors like retail, pharma, education, consumer durable, and cleaning equipments. I have been in the boardroom. I've also worked in small organizations, and that is what the experience that I bring. I have been in those rooms when companies were created. I have been there when some of them were getting acquired. I have also been there when I've seen companies dying very quietly. 25 years back, when I started young and certain, I had a belief that my job was to get the right answers, the right policies, the right processes. But today, when I look at it, the perfect plans are never there. And this was taught to me in my early job where I had my first lesson. It was my third company. 4 years in my career, I was running HR department. And as a lot of growing organizations do happen, the organization quietly was banking onto the performance of some old timers. We all know these people, right? These are people who have served long into the company, and the organization starts believing that these are the only right committed talent that an organization has. We, as a process, started putting up our first real performance management system in the organization. First increment cycle happened, and something strange appeared in the organization. The old high-performing people, they slowly started changing. The high-performing peoples became silent. Senior leaders who once owned those performance, owned their work, slowly started passing it on to other people. It was not because of the unfair appraisal increment that happened. It was never unfair. It was only because of the belief that they had developed. The long association within the organization had given them an entitlement, a sense of belief that these processes are not meant for them. They are far beyond these processes. It became worse in a couple of months. We saw a regional manager silently going out and being absent, being underperforming. And that is when my MD called me up and he said, these people are becoming a problem. Then what we did, I took a step back, reflected onto the problem, and found out that it was never only the dependency on these people, it was also the business which was at risk. If these people moved out, the business would have closed. So what we did, instead of looking at these people as a threat to the organization and planning to remove them, we built in succession within these people. All the critical roles were created with successors. We had hired fresh professionals from the industries. We brought in new business lines as well so that these risks could be mitigated. And then the strange thing happened within the organization. We saw immediately these fresh professionals, rather than pushing these old timers out of the organization, they started moving the organization forward. And we feared these old timers to quietly move out of the organization, but amazing thing happened that they also started performing and coming back into the organization. The organization grew. 7-8 years down the line, I saw these people staying back and contributing to the group. So that is the one story that I have learned over there is that when problem is given, the problem is not the real one on the surface. You have to look beneath it, what is lying and why this problem is coming up to solve it right. Second problem and a lesson which I learned was in my retail organization, where I had just joined, and within 3 months, the problem arose was of an employee satisfaction survey coming in, and we, across all the organization, all the stores in India, we were in bottom 3. I was a new HR guy, and my HR head came all the way having a review which was not very pleasant, and I asked my ops team, what's going wrong? And ops team said me something which I keep listening till time, was that we have a fantastic customer satisfaction index. You can't keep your employee and customer both happy. I was new. I didn't argue, but I didn't believe it. They said they meant business. Instead, I had a bargain with my store manager. I asked me to allow me 6 months to run the people business side of it on my own terms. And I asked access to the mystery shopper stop reports that comes into the store. I got permission, and then I also did one reckless thing during the year biggest event, that is end of season sale that happens in the winters. I asked him to put me onto the floor where we had maximum people problem and the weakest performance metrics. I was given, after end of season sale, we were there doing second best in the store in terms of revenue and target achievement, 0 attrition, and the best part was we had the maximum growth over last year. And during this entire journey, I was sure that I was not there to observe. I wanted to work alongside the people and show them how does it work. I had my data, I had my numbers, I knew what to work in that store for. I redesigned the reward scheme in the store. I also started looking how we coach our people. And in second quarter, the results started coming in. The attrition went down. In 5 years, in 5 months in a year, we topped all the mystery shoppers report. Average score was 95%. We topped on the average number 1. Employee satisfaction score happened. We bounced up to top 5 from bottom 3. And then what came across? Employees were happy, customers were happy, and our revenue was growing. So we broke one myth as a team that people and performance are there for barter. That's wrong. People can be happy, customers can be taken care if you build a system which can take care of both. Also, one thing what I learned, which I still believe, that you can't run or lead an organization from a dugout. You have to be in the field to lead the team. Second thing what came across, if you want people to change, go on the shop floor, do it and show it to them, and that is when you run the right to be believed. So that's me, Saurav. Why I'm telling this now to you, after 23 years of corporate journey, I have started taking something which matters more to me. I have seen organizations collapse. I have seen organizations, startups having a life of 3 to 5 years, and that is where I want to make a difference. I have started all on my own. I have started a Start Grow Tech Private Limited, the organization which takes care of employees in startups, provide them infrastructures. I'm not here to sell my product, but I wanted to let you know what it means to me. It means to me, the most biggest thing is that I've seen this same thing repeatedly impacting and deciding which organization will stay and which organization will die in 3 years. And now I want to do something about it, and on my own terms. So thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. That's Ms. Saurav Sinha. Thank you.